Hi students, welcome to your math lesson of the day. So speaking of the day, if yesterday was Tuesday, what is today? Today is Wednesday. So that means tomorrow's going to be Thursday. Let me fix my Y. And we have been working on how to write the date in number form. And we know since the current month is November, we know November is the 11th month of the year. And what day we are, let's figure this out. So yesterday was the 17th. So today is going to be the 18th. And remember, there's 30 days in November, so we're almost halfway through the month, which is crazy to think about because I still think it feels like August to me. And we're in the year of 2020. So you need the month and the day and the year. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and clear that. So I briefly touched upon how to tell time in the live Google Meet sessions. So I'm going to go briefly over it today. So remember, you see a clock, right? And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm sorry, Miss Schultz is not an artist. And you see like a small hand, and then you see like a big hand. So the small hand means the hour, like what hour is it? And if you look to the small hand, it's pointed to the 2. So it is 2, and then you see the 2 dots. So usually we write the hour first and then the minutes, and sometimes the minutes are single digit, or sometimes they're double digit. So we usually write the hour and then the minute first. I'm going to go ahead and erase this, but since it's at the small hand, that means the hour. So it's pointed to the 2. And then the big hand is pointing to 12. It represents 0 because remember, we count from 5. So if we count from 5 starting at 12, we have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then 60. So it starts at 60 and begins here because remember, there's 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour. So it's really cool that the clock lands on 12 to represent 60 and 0. So it's the beginning of something new. So if the big hand was point to the 12, that means it's 2 o'clock. That means it just started to be 2 o'clock. And then the big hand will move this way, and then so will the little hand. The bigger hand moves more faster around the clock than the small hand because the small hand works on the hours and the big hand works on the minutes. So now you're probably like, Miss Schultz, you're confusing me. But I promise we'll have more practice with it. But just to get your head around it, the small hand represents the hour and the big hand represents the minutes. But we'll have more practice with this during live Google Meet sessions and worksheets. So you guys will get you'll get the hang of it eventually. But I know at the beginning it takes a while to learn it. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn and grow and become better. So that's just the beginning of the clock. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to do like a quick brief math question of the day because I know we've been working to count into 150, but we're going to take a break on counting for the day and talk about the greater than, equal, and less than sign. Just a quick brief math warm-up question before we dive into our 3.6 and big ideas. So we have 2 numbers. We have 30 and then we have 70. So we're trying to figure out which number is bigger, okay? Now if we look on our number line, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, and then 10. Now, if you look on the number line at 3 and 7, you see there's zeros in the ones place, and then the 3 and the 7's in the 10 place. And I'll discuss more about the number place later on. But since we're focusing on the first two, like just ignore the 0. Pretend it's not there. But we're looking at the numbers 70 and 30. So what we want to do when we want to see if a number is bigger or not, we first look into the place that's the furthest to the left. So the left, so we want to look at the 3 and the 7 in this problem. And if we look at our number line, we see 7 is bigger than 3 because it's further away from 0 on the number line. So we know 70 is most likely going to be bigger than 30. So what side do we put when 70 is bigger than 30? We want to use the greater than sign. So we want to eat the piece of cake, or we want to take the bigger pile of money than what's before. So think of it this way. You want to point towards something and you want to eat it. So that's why we want to put the bigger than sign that way. So that is our brief warm-up question of the day of working on greater than and less than. And we'll work on number place value in the future, but not today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that, but we know 70 is bigger than 30, and we could take a step further, and we could see 7 is bigger than 3 on the number line. Okay. So on our big ideas, we are on 3.6. So some of this might be review for you, and others this might be brand new, but it's fine. We're going to learn and grow better at it, and we're going to do awesome at it. So we're going to have an example. So we have a list of problems. We have 4 plus 2. We have 9 minus 3, and 3 plus 2. And we want to figure out what has the sum of difference of the number 6. So sum means, in addition equations, whatever your answer is in addition, that's your sum. But when you're trying to solve in a subtraction equation, your answer is going to be called the difference. So, and this is kind of like a review too, because I know I talked about this with my students. But for example, 4 plus 2, that answer would be the sum. And in 9 minus 3, that answer would be called the difference. So difference is used in subtraction, while sum is used in addition problems. But regardless, we're going to look for the sum or difference. We're going to look for the answer of 6 in these 3 addition equation problems. So we're going to figure out which ones have the number 6 and which one does not. So in 4 plus 2, you guys might already know the answer immediately. But let's try to figure out let's try to explain how we know why it's the answer. So we have 4 plus 2. So if we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. And let's figure out how many total dots we have, because we have the add-ins of 4 plus 2. So if we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 plus 2 equals 6. So that equation matches up to the answer of 6, right? Because it has 6. So let's check out this problem. So this is a subtraction equation. So remember, addition, we're putting things together like I did with the red and green dots in the first example. But in the second problem, we are taking things away. So we're going to start out with the number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then since we have the subtraction sign, we know that that means take away. So we're going to erase 3 of the dots. We have 1, 2, 3. So let's figure out how many dots we have left now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this equation matches up. So I'm going to put check marks of the ones that have 6. But that one matches up. And then our last equation, we have 3 plus 2. So we want to do 1, 2, 3, and then plus 2 would be 1, 2. So let's count up to see what the total dots is. Since this problem is showing an addition sign, a plus sign, that means we're going to put the green and blue dots together. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. let's see. So we have the sum, the answer of 5, but that is not 6. So this equation will not work in this example. So the 4 plus 2 and the 9 minus 3 are equations that are true, that show the sum of difference of 6, while 3 plus 2 is not, because it has the sum of 5, and that's not the number we're looking for. So 3 plus 2 would be false. Okay. So if you want to hop along under your 3.6, that's where I'm going to be talking about today, and we'll do a couple of practice problems, and then I'll let you guys practice on Class Dojo. So we have in our problem, let's see, I'm going to use the blue marker. So in your textbook, it's showing like 5 minus 4 equals, or question mark above, 6 minus 5. So we're going to figure out in this subtraction equations if the difference both match up. So let's figure out how we can do this. So let's show our work for the first one, 5 minus 4. So remember, in subtraction equations, we are taking away stuff. So let's draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 dots. But then the 4 is taken away the 5 of the dots that are shown. So we're going to take away 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how many dots do we have left? We have 1 left. We have 1. And this, the difference, 5 minus 4 equals 1. That's the difference. Now for the next one, we have 6 minus 5 equals what? So let's show our work. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have 6 dots, but how many are we taking away? We're taking away 5, yep. So we're going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many dots do we have left? We have 1. So this will be a true equation because 1 equals 1 is true, right? It will not be true if they got different differences, right? But yeah, these problems do match up. So these problems work. They have the same difference. Let's try another problem. So we have 7 plus 2 equals question mark 3 plus 6. So we're going to try to figure out if these match up. So let's check our work on the first one. We have 7 minus 2 equals how much? So if we want to count to 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's count to 2. 1, 2. And since this is an addition equation, we are going to put those dots together. So we're going to count them all. So let's count to see how many dots we have in total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We have 9 in the first problem, okay? Now in the second problem, we have 3 plus 6, another addition equation. So we have 1, 2, 3 as the first add-in, and then on the second add-in, we have 6. So let's count up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6. So let's figure out how many total dots we have together to see if they match up with the first problem. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We have 9. So yes, this is also true because we have 9 equals 9, and that will be true because they both are equal. Okay, now let's try one more, okay? Now I'll let you guys practice on your own. So we have 4 plus 1 equals question mark maybe, because maybe they don't equal. 2 plus 2. So let's show our work in the first equation. So 4 plus 1 equals how much? So let's show where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1. So let's count how many of the total dots we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 in the first problem, okay? So let's check if our a second equation also has 5. We have 2 plus 2 equals how much? So we have 1, 2 for the first add-in, and then for the second add-in, we also have 2. 1, 2. So let's count how many we have together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. So in this equation, 4 plus 1 equals 2 plus 2. That will not be true because 5 does not equal 4. So in this question, this will be false because the sums are not the same number. Okay? Now, if you have any questions about this, please make an appointment with me during my office hours if you want additional help. But, yeah, that's all I'm going to be showing you guys for today, and I'll catch you guys next time.